Hi guys, so for this science experiment we're doing is what is called salt volcano, and you're going to be able to make your own lava lamp. So what you need for this experiment is a clear jar, and you're going to need water, a measuring cup, and if you don't have one you probably eye it, but it's going to be 1/3 of a measuring cup, salt and vegetable oil and food coloring if you would like. You don't need it, but it would also add on to the experiment. So the first thing you got to do is what we already did is fill up your jar at least
3 inches.
3 inches in of the water. So then now what you got to do is pour about 1/3 of vegetable oil into your measuring cup.
Right there?
Yeah. All right. So once that is done, poured in, you pour it into the water.
It looks cool.
Let me give you a closer look.
It's like bubbles, kind of. Like a layer, maybe.
All right. So when everything settles, the oil's on the top. Now, if you want, we can add the food coloring to the jar. And then you're going to see what happens. Observe what happens.
Okay. So, like, how many drops?
She chose blue, so let's see what happens when she adds the drops into the water.
Like 2? Okay. They, like, stay in, like, inside the oil layer.
Right. Does the color spread?
No.
No. So from the looks of it, the food coloring is
not. Well, it's moving. It's definitely because right here is moving. I can see that.
Okay. So to add on to this experiment, we're going to shake salt on top of the oil while you count slowly.
To how many seconds?
To 5.
To 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Didn't come out much, but still. Oh, and the salt broke the dots.
Yeah, so you're observing what happens, and as you can see, the food coloring came down
when the salt hit it.
Yeah, if you would like to add more salt, you can go ahead.
Like, it doesn't do anything after. It looks cool though. Like, brings my color down.
Yeah, so it looks like we got all the food coloring drops from the oil, and if you want to add
more drops,
yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So what's going on? Why does the oil float on the water? Oil floats on water because of the drop of oil is lighter than the drop of the water the same size. Another way of saying this is to say that the water is denser than oil. Density is a measurement of how much a given volume of something weighs. Things that are less dense than water will float in the water. Things that are more dense than water will sink. Even though oil and water are both liquids, there are what chemists call immiscible liquids. That's a fancy word that means they don't mix.
Yeah.
So what happens when you pour the salt onto the oil?
When we did, it just somehow it's kind of like it exploded the colors and then just let it fall through the oil.
Yeah, so the salt is heavier than the water, so when you pour salt onto the oil, it sinks to the bottom of the mixture, carrying a blob of oil with it. In the water, the salt starts to dissolve. As it dissolves, the salt releases the oil, which floats back up to the water.
Yeah, I can see that happening, right here.
So if you guys wanted to try this at home, it would be a good way to make your own lava lamp. And if you wanted to add on to this experiment, this is our first time trying it. So if you want to add more food coloring, let's see what happens.
So it's staying inside still. Inside the coloring again.
So it's...
Then let's just sprinkle that salt. Then the green.
So then so then we added some green. So have fun with this, you guys, at home. Salt volcano experiment and see what happens with your volcano. Thanks for watching.
Bye.